Hello, welcome back to the channel.
Hello.
My name is Alexis.
And I'm Jen.
And we're That's Flipping Retro.
And we have 1,000 subscribers.
We have over 1,000 now, actually. So, next video, actually, we will be announcing the competition for that because it's 1,000.
Yeah, we're doing a live, aren't we, on the 22nd?
Yes,
so
live.
Look out on YouTube and Instagram when we'll announce that. Or yeah, basically that's it, isn't it? And it'll be how much is the voucher going to be for?
Don't know yet, but there will be a voucher. So yeah, and it'll be decent as well.
It won't be thingy.
Yeah. Oh, and we have got to get that box of stuff out to the person who actually did win it originally with the He-Man comment.
And he claimed it at the very last minute. He snuck in there.
He got in touch on Monday, which was the cut-off for that.
Yeah.
So it's over there. That'll get sent out to him anyway. So
yeah.
Yes. So what we're going to do today is just talk about eBay at the moment, the state of eBay. Now, I've noticed there's been several people putting out videos. Some are panicking, some aren't so much, but it's like pretty much a case of it's a bit dead for a while.
Yeah, we haven't had a sale on eBay since Sunday.
Yeah, and there are theories about it, but yeah, we have had a discussion ourselves about this sudden quiet period of time where we will then have maybe, a few sales and then it will just go back to being completely quiet. And we were discussing whether eBay now is completely and utterly off the cards as far as remaining the main source of income.
Yeah, and the main focus.
Yeah, because with this now, the decline in sales, is it worth keeping it up as the main, breadwinning site? And I think a lot of people are coming to the realisation that you need to kind of use a lot of the sites that are out there now, utilise as many as possible, I suppose, cross-list as well, which is what Jen has been doing the last few weeks, to maintain a steady amount of sales. Vinted is very, very busy. We have had a sale on Depop, we had a sale on Vinteria, we had a sale on Etsy.
We've had a few sales on Etsy,
So basically there have been sales on other platforms that are not eBay and they have generated more income. There is the occasional sale on eBay which is decent, but in the main, not really.
No, and if you look at the amount of effort you put in compared to what you get out of it, eBay just isn't pulling its weight at the moment, is it?
Not really.
No. I mean, I've literally just listed about 20 things on Vinted, and it's taken me about an hour.
Yeah.
If I'd done that on eBay, it would have taken me about 3 hours, I would imagine, with all the little boxes you have to fill in and photos and everything like that. Yeah,
so there's been other videos where there's been talk of what might be going on in the background, but what do you think is going on in the background? Are you finding this is a bit of a problem for your store? If you're a reseller who has one store, do you find this a problem at the moment? I mean, I would say that considering the fees we pay, the shop subscription, considering other factors, that when we do make a sale, you get that promotional fee, you get all sorts of other fees. I mean, I think I worked it out once that about 25% of the money that you earn goes to eBay, so they do get a fair old amount. So realistically, if they're getting a lot of money out of the sales that you make, so if you make a lot of sales, they take 25% of that, that's quite a wedge of money.
And that's before you even looked into promoted listings or anything like that.
So realistically, what benefit would it bring eBay to start tampering with people's shops and listings? Because the only thing they'd be doing really is screwing themselves over in a sense, because they would lose out on money that comes in from people's stores. So is it something where that is a probability? I would say probably not.
However, eBay could be focusing on the big companies where they make their big bucks, and our couple of hundred listings are small, small change to them.
But people have found this even with stores that have hundreds of listings, over 1,000 listings, they are still not getting the sales. So the sense is at the moment that eBay is doing something in the background to tamper with sales and hide, and so people aren't getting the click rate because they're hiding listings and all this sort of thing. But my question is, what benefit would this bring to eBay to be doing this to loads of the smaller sellers where, you know, even though it's like the bread and butter sales that you have in your store. So the bread and butter sales you might think aren't worth it, but they do add up over time. So with eBay, it would be the same principle, wouldn't it? Even though their anchor stores that they have might generate more revenue for them, the little stores, when you add all that together, would also generate revenue, which is quite a wedge of money too. So what benefit would it bring them? But there are other theories that I noticed on Reddit.
Good old Reddit.
Yeah, good old Reddit. I do, you know, occasionally go through Reddit and have a look.
Occasionally, every night.
Regularly go through Reddit and have a look, and there are other kind of theories which is just stuff like recessions, the fact that this is now, you know, middle of April, so at the start of April, you know, people, they did their tax returns, they've been paying, I mean, not everyone does this obviously, because it depends if you're self-employed, I suppose, and stuff, but there are a lot of people who do a tax return and then they have, you know, they have to pay that off and stuff. So there's that. There's also stuff like, you know, cost of living crisis here in the UK. There's all kinds of different factors. And we noticed our sales decrease way before, though, at the end of December, sort of around that time. So this is not something that has recently started. This is something that started, I think, a while back. Obviously, our store, we don't have as many listings anymore.
No.
Because we have been putting on other platforms and we've been removing stuff, because we are going to be moving from what we were selling to concentrating on a few different things that we want instead. Because
obviously downsizing.
Yeah, because we're downsizing at the moment. So there's also that as a factor. It's like, do we have much stuff on there? No. And maybe, you know, it's a case of looking in your inventory, seeing is there a lot of stuff that people would want. And if it's a case of yes, then there is an issue. But a lot of what we sell is not everyday items.
No.
It's not like something, say, for example, you know, a company that sells cardboard boxes. Well, a lot of people need to buy cardboard boxes for things, moving. You know, as resellers, we use them for packaging, etc., and other companies do too. So those are ones where if they suddenly saw a dramatic decline in sales, there would be something wrong perhaps with the quality of what they're selling and stuff like that. However, with the stuff we sell, it isn't everyday stuff that everyone needs, and that's why I think we have been thinking a little bit about going into stuff that people do need, you know, more often.
Yeah.
Which is stuff like clothing. So, you know, most of us wear clothes. So, like, basically, that's something where people might go and search out something they used to have years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
So you might get a few more sales on clothing, but, like, retro stuff that we sell and the retro games consoles and that aren't everyday things.
No,
they aren't. So.
And unless you're finding the absolutely fantastic games and stuff, there's not much money to be made.
No, I mean, some games, you get them and they are just bundle fodder. A lot of what we buy, we do have the occasional win, we get the occasional game that's worth a bit, but in the main, you get bundle fodder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there is that as well. It's like, what kind of quality, what kind of items are we selling? Do we need to go the more the route of being an everything store, or do we need to go to the route of niching something that people need every day? You know, selling toothpaste, for example, or something to that effect.
But what do you all think?
Yeah, what do you all think? I mean, is this a case of, because I've put across a few theories now that might account for this. But do you think it is any sort of thing where there is something at eBay happening? Or do you think it is just the economy? Do you think?
Are resellers to blame? Because they seem to be to blame for everything else. Why not this as well?
Yeah.
Just talking about the decline in eBay sales, on Monday, so obviously the weekend sales, we had 26 Vinted parcels to send and 1 eBay parcel to send, and that is insane.
Yeah, so that's a good representation really of what's going on. There's also been the theory, and this is something that we've covered in previous videos, is about the vintage model and the swap that eBay made from their kind of standard thing that they do to now, a more vintage kind of way of selling for people. So private sellers, they don't pay fees anymore. The customer pays the protection fee like vintage, but also now there's the smart shipping, which doesn't seem very smart actually. There's been a lot of issues with it, but there is that too. So that's come into force. And is it because of all this that maybe eBay aren't concentrating on us businesses as much at the moment, and we've been put on a massive back burner because of all this other stuff that's going on? Or is it because all this stuff that's gone on has driven away the custom?
Yeah.
And people are like, well, if I want to buy using a vintage way of buying, I'll go to vintage.
Exactly.
And they know where they are with
It's
that.
like when you go to Tesco's and they've got Aldi price match, or any other supermarkets are available. It's like, well, why wouldn't you just go to Aldi and buy it? Do you know what I mean? It's a bit...
It's like acknowledging that Aldi are cheaper, isn't it? It's like the supermarket is going, you know what, everything else we sell is our prices, which are more expensive, but we're going to price match to Aldi because they're cheaper. It's like, then why not sell Aldi prices, and then you will definitely be competition. But then again, like, everybody will just think of Aldi for Aldi prices.
Yeah.
Because that's what they are.
Yeah. But, I mean, enough about that. Did we mention that we now got over 1,000 subscribers? Thank you ever so much for everyone who helped us, because I know I had my little begging cap out the other night on Instagram saying we've only got like 12 left to go, and Bold Finds did a little shout out for us on Instagram, and there was another lady who, I put the message here, the other lady who did it, I can't remember your name, sorry, but thank you to everyone who helped us get there. We'll stop nagging you about subscribing now.
What happened was, we were sat at home and somebody not too far away was actually refreshing her phone. Like every not even every 5 minutes, it was every 5 seconds. It was like refreshing it over and over and over and over and over. And then it was just a case of like, I don't know, it hovered around 999. And I said to her, wouldn't it be hilarious if it just stopped there? And she never went any further.
And she also said, wouldn't it be hilarious if I now just closed our account down? No, it wouldn't. It would not be hilarious.
Yeah, 999. I'm like, oh, we'll just shut the account. We don't want the channel now. Look.
And then it came to 1,000, and I do believe I let out a little yelp of excitement.
Yeah, there was like a kind of, little party going on in her head about it, and it was just a bit of excitement there for you, weren't it?
So thank you, everyone who made
She will be getting out more soon.
in the near future, yeah. But yeah, it's a massive milestone to me, and I'm really, really pleased with it. So thanks to everyone who's been supporting our channel and continues to support our channel. We'll try and keep you entertained. We'll try not to moan as much.
You're right, whatever.
Yeah. Tomorrow I'm going to see the wonderful Flipping Francis. My mum and dad, Francis and Bob. Some of the viewers know them, I think. Infamous, famous, I don't know, one of the two. But I'm probably going to end up looking around the charity shops in Yarmouth, so I might do a bit of filming, who knows. But yeah, I'm going out for a birthday lunch.
Yes. So yeah, there is that as well. You won't unlock the other character, which is I don't know, I can't call him Flipping Bob, can I?
No.
But yeah,
Bargain Bob.
We won't be unlocking. Potentially won't be unlocking the Bargain Bob character tomorrow, but we've definitely.
He might want to be in our video. Yeah. He's a legend. He's the one who got me into reselling when I was about 4, probably, at the car boot sales.
Yes.
Anyway, we've rambled long enough. Like, subscribe, comment. Should we have a word? Our first word. If you've watched till the end, if you write this word in the comments, we'll know you've watched till the end.
Yes. And
this is the first word of after our 1,000 subscribers. So Alexis, take it away. What is the word going to be?
So the word today, so just leave it in the comments as per usual to confuse the hell out of everyone else. So the word today is noodle. And you can put that in a sentence if you want, build a sentence around it, it'd be hilarious. If you don't, just put the word noodle.
We had everything this time. We had poems, we had songs, we had, you know, hilarious little sentences.
Yeah. So, so there is all that kind of thing, but it's a noodle.
Yeah.
And the only reason is Pot Noodle sat over there, not sponsored, but if Pot Noodle want to sponsor us, send me just a lot of the beef and tomato.
And send me a lot of the sticky rib ones.
Yeah, but sticky rib,
anyway,
beef and tomato. Remember that, Pot Noodle.
We'll see you in the next one.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.